That's when Don and Angelo are going to take off out there into the wild blue yonder. On your mark, get set, go!
Welcome to Instacart Suite. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Joe with Instacart Suite. I am doing a batch order demo, 18 items, 27 unit order. The units mean how much of a particular item. So, by the way, you don't get paid for that additional item. It's the same item, so you get paid the same. I will be speaking my mind on what first comes to mind when seeing an order for the first time, and just the overall layout of the app and going through each item at a time. As you can see right now on the app, you have the store location, you have the view map to the right of the side of it. At the bottom, you see how many customers you have, and then you have the acknowledge order button. Make sure you tap on that button, then start on your way to the location. Sometimes I tend to get to the store and then end up having an unacknowledged batch order, and sometimes they penalize you with a reliability incident. When walking into the store, I make sure to grab a doubled cart, so then just in case you may have two orders at a time, you can separate the two without any confusion. And also, even just having one order, it's a breeze without tugging around that huge cart, especially if there's traffic in the store. And the first thing that you see is that the customer is notified that you have started. You also see at the right bottom corner that there is a time limit on your shopping, and also a goal at what Instacart sees fit of how long each item should take. So the first thing that I do is scroll down to make sure that all of the images are downloaded. And sometimes an image or two may not download, only because there is no picture for it. And I will explain what to do in that scenario. But for now, let's stick with the produce section. We see that the romaine hearts are already bagged. We scroll down again. We see avocados, jalapenos, tomatoes, onions, and a bunch of cilantro. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 items, 5 items. So you get 5 bags. So let's first go to the romaine lettuce hearts and see what you have to work with within this part of the app. As you can see that the image of the romaine hearts, there isn't much quality to the pictures, so sometimes that tells me that the item isn't maybe in the same packaging. So it may be best to look at the brand and see if there is another type of romaine hearts available. But let's stick with this image for now, and let's just say that you did find it. Let's go ahead and press the found item button. You see that the item disappeared. Sometimes the item will disappear like the avocados will, but most of the time you will have to scan for a barcode. But let's go back to the romaine hearts because I wanted to explain a couple of things. If you haven't found the item, let's go to can't find item. Now you see that there's a notification at the top saying 3 out of 3 people in your store have found this item in the last day. Now those are those 3 people. It may not be the same thing for you. The item could be either out of stock, completely empty, not in the aisle, carried in the store at all, poor quality, or the customer just doesn't want it. For whatever the reasons are, let's just say that the item is out of stock. and you see enter your own replacement that satisfies these guidelines. So you may have more than just one guideline. This one has just the price, but depending on the item, you may also have a guideline that also may want organic or gluten-free. Also, if this was a real order, Instacart would provide possible replacements for you to choose. And if that is not an option, then you may have to select your own replacement. So let's just say that there is no options given, so we select a replacement on our own. You either type in the PLU number or the item name, or scan the item instead. I try to scan the item, but if the option is not given, then I usually type in the item name. But even then, sometime when typing in the item name, it doesn't download, or they say that no results are found, so you have to enter a replacement manually. After doing that, you make sure that you put per unit. You're not doing per pound, you're not weighing anything, it's already a preset value. You type in 1 unit, how many units the customer asked for, and the price of the unit. And you press replace item. It replaces the item. It then goes into the review tab for the customer to review. And from there, they can either forward it to the done section or ask for another option if they don't find that replacement suitable. You also have the tab named Flag Item. This is where you flag an item that either has the wrong price, location, size, or image. Sometimes I try to enter, say, the price is wrong. But sometimes it doesn't always go through, or it takes too long to process, so I skip it altogether. Next on the list are avocados. They ask for 2, so you type in the amount of 2. Next are jalapenos. What Instacart does is provide you with expectation of how much the item should weigh. So when it comes to something as small as this, I usually just type in exactly what they have available, which is 0.06 pounds. Next, you have the organic Roma tomato. Now, you see that there are 7, and Instacart gives you an estimate weight amount of 0.28. So what I like to do is use my calculator app, do 0.28 times 7, see what I got. Whether it's under or above, when I weigh the items, I go from there. Next is organic yellow onion at 0.57. You do the same thing, pick up a nice looking yellow onion, weigh it, go from there. Next we have cilantro bunch. You pick it up, just like the avocados. Since they're only asking for 1, all you have to do is press found item. Boom. Now, with the produce items, you really have to make sure that all of the produce that you get isn't damaged. So now we have the meat and seafood sections. Now with this particular item, most likely you will find it in a refrigerator space aisle, or you may have to request this item to be packaged. They can honestly be in either place, so you're just gonna have to look. But yeah, so as far as the rest of these items, a lot of it is really self-explanatory. The rest of these items, you just scan the barcode and make sure you get the right item. If you scan an item that looks similar, it will tell you. That's happened to me many times. And what I really like to do is spot out the staff members as much as possible and ask them, where are 2 to 3 items at a time? Now with Whole Foods, they don't have numbered aisles, so that's gonna be a little bit hard. So if anything, what I would do is ask the person who works there, can they show you exactly where it is, depending on your category. And if you see the pantry aisle, right, there's multiple items in this one aisle. So, and then some of them are literally next to each other. So let's say the scenario is that when making your replacements, you still have replacements in the review section, right? And you're awaiting confirmation with the customer whether or not they want it or not. They will respond to you when they see the replacement that you've made and if it made sense. But let's just say that you finish their order, you go to checkout. What it will do will show that whether or not the customer will want you to contact them by phone to verify the replacements that you made. And if it doesn't, it will state that, hey, this customer does not want you to contact them. Just move forward. They're basically trusting you with the replacement choice that you made. And then from there, you go to checkout and you show the cashier your Instacart ID number. And then from there, you swipe your credit card. Make sure you pay for it as credit, not debit. And if it is approved, that means that you shopped correctly. But if it's not approved, then you're in trouble. You either went over price and you will have to call Instacart support, not knowing whether or not you have to wait a long time and stand off to the side while other customers go by and verify from there whether or not what purchases have been made with the card. They give you a certain amount of money on the card when making that batch order. And that pretty much wraps up the batch order demo. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope, again, that this helped you in some shape, form, or fashion. If you did like it, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. And if you have any questions, go ahead and leave that in the comments down below. And again, thank you for tuning in to Instacart Sweep. Peace.